Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a bit of a shortcut, really, into understanding SAP S4 on a cloud.
Yeah.
Forget digging through piles of documentation. We're going to look at some core ideas using, well, exam practice questions. Think of it as a faster way to get a handle on the important stuff.
Exactly. We've got some questions here based on the SAP CS for CPP 252 exam material. But look, the goal isn't really about passing the exam itself today. It's more about using these questions and the answers to pull out some real practical insights into how SAP S/4HANA Cloud actually works.
Perfect. So let's jump right in. Our first question hits on a really fundamental business process. It asks, what is the final step in a standard procurement process in SAP S/4HANA Cloud?
Okay.
And your options are A, goods receipt, B, create purchase requisition, C, post supplier invoice, or D, outgoing payment.
And the answer, maybe surprisingly for some, is D, outgoing payment.
Outgoing payment, okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting the goods, checking the invoice, those are critical steps, no doubt.
Yeah.
But if you look at the whole standard cycle, especially from a finance perspective, it really wraps up when you actually pay the supplier.
Okay, so it's not just about having the stuff or verifying the bill. The whole sequence, the standard process, isn't really finished until that money goes out the door.
That's the standard view, yes. It underlines the entire procure-to-pay process. PDP, as they call it.
Right, PTP.
It starts way back when someone identifies a need, creates a request, goes through approvals, ordering, receiving, invoice matching, and then finally that outgoing payment. Seeing it as the end point helps you understand the full financial loop and, how it connects things like managing cash flow and supplier relationships.
That's a good point. It connects the operational side to the financial closeout.
Oh.
Okay, let's move on. Question 2 deals with implementation strategy. It asks, what is a key outcome of a fit-to-standard workshop?
Fit to standard.
Yeah. Options are A, a blueprint document with detailed custom coding. B, list of enhancements via user exits. C, a configuration list based on standard SAP processes. Or D, a new module for bespoke development.
Okay, and the correct one here is C, a configuration list based on standard SAP processes.
Configuration lists.
Yeah, and what's really key here is that focus on standard processes. The whole idea is to leverage what SAP already provides out of the box in S4 and a cloud.
Fit to standard. The name kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So instead of diving deep into custom code, you're trying to map your business needs onto the standard functionality as much as possible.
Precisely. This is a core part of the SAP Activate methodology.
Okay.
These workshops are all about exploring how the standard SAP capabilities can meet the business requirements. The output isn't a big list of custom developments, it's a list of standard things you need to configure to turn on.
And why is that so important, especially for a cloud system?
Well, a few reasons. It's generally faster, less complex, and crucially for the cloud, it makes upgrades much, much smoother.
Upgrades.
Yeah, SAP releases updates regularly for the cloud version. If you stick close to standard, you can adopt those innovations much more easily. Heavy customization, like you might have seen with, say, older user exits in on-premise systems, can make those updates a real headache.
Got it. Keep it standard, keep it simple, stay current. Makes sense. Okay, question 3 moves to the user's view, the Fiori Launchpad. Which element lets users organize apps into logical sections? Is it A, roles, B, groups, C, pages, or D, business catalogs?
This one is B, groups. The Fiori Launchpad is, the main entry point for users.
Their home screen, basically.
Exactly. And groups are how they primarily arrange their apps on that screen to make sense for them.
So just to clarify, roles determine what apps a user can see based on their job function, right?
Correct. Roles control the authorization.
But groups are how the individual user chooses to arrange those permitted apps on their Launchpad for their own convenience.
You've got it. Think of it like folders on your phone. Roles give you the apps. Groups let you put them into folders or sections that work for you. Now, there are other concepts like pages and spaces for more structured layouts, especially designed by administrators.
Okay.
But fundamentally, for personal organization by the user, groups are the key building block. It's a big part of making the system feel more user-friendly compared to older SAP interfaces.
More intuitive. Okay, question 4 gets into the admin side. Which app lets administrators assign roles to users in SAP S/4HANA Cloud? Options. A, manage teams and responsibilities. B, manage business users. C, maintain business partners. D, configure access control?
The answer here is B, manage business users. This is sort of the central hub for user administration tasks.
Manage business users. So pretty straightforward. If someone new starts or someone changes roles, the admin goes into this app, finds a user, and assigns the appropriate business roles to grant them the access they need.
That's exactly it. It's all part of Identity and Access Management, or IAM. Using this app ensures people have the right permissions to do their jobs, but no more than they need, which is obviously important for security and compliance in the cloud.
Definitely. Okay, question 5 is about tailoring the system. What's a primary benefit of in-app extensibility in SAP S/4HANA Cloud? Options: A, allows deep back-end logic development. B, enables partner-led add-on development. C, supports adding custom fields via UI without coding. D, automates API generation.
And the key benefit highlighted here is C, supports adding custom fields via the user interface, importantly, without coding.
Ah, okay. In-app extensibility. That sounds like it's designed for maybe less technical users, like business analysts or key users?
That's generally the idea, yes. It allows for certain types of adaptations directly within the application itself through configuration rather than code. Adding a custom field to track some specific piece of information is a classic example.
So if a department needs an extra field on a screen, maybe for, I don't know, a specific project code or something,
right,
someone with the right permissions could potentially add that field using tools right there in the Fiori app without needing a developer to write AB app code.
Exactly. It empowers users to make these kinds of simple adjustments quickly. Now, it's important to understand this is different from, say, side-by-side extensibility on the business technology platform, where you would do more complex coding or build separate apps.
Okay.
In-app is more for those straightforward UI changes, custom fields, maybe some simple logic adjustments. It prioritizes ease of use for common adaptations.
That distinction is helpful. All right, question 6 takes us to integration. Which platform is recommended for cloud-to-cloud integration with SAP S/4HANA Cloud? Is it A, SAP BTP Integration Suite, B, SAP Web Dispatcher, C, SAP GUI, or D, SAP Gateway Hub?
The go-to platform for this is A, the SAP BTP Integration Suite.
BTP Integration Suite, part of the wider business technology platform.
Correct. When you need to connect SAP S/4HANA Cloud to other cloud services, could be other SAP cloud solutions like SuccessFactors or Ariba, or third-party cloud apps like Salesforce.
Right.
The integration suite is the strategic SAP platform designed for that job.
So it's like a central hub specifically for managing those connections between different cloud systems. What does it provide to make that easier?
Well, a key part of it is SAP Cloud Integration. It offers things like pre-built integration content, adapters for various systems, and graphical tools to model the integration flows. The aim is to simplify and accelerate setting up these connections compared to building everything from scratch.
Okay, so pre-built content helps speed things up. Makes sense. Question 7. Data migration. Always a big topic in any implementation. Which tool in SAP S/4HANA Cloud is used for guided, template-based data migration? Options: A, SAP Solution Manager, B, SAP Migration Cockpit, C, SAP Central Finance, D, SAP Transport Organizer.
The tool you're looking for here is B, the SAP Migration Cockpit.
Migration Cockpit, okay.
Yeah, getting your legacy data, your customer data, product data, open transactions into the new S/4HANA Cloud system is obviously critical. The Migration Cockpit is designed specifically to help with that.
And the description says guided and template-based. What does that mean in practice? Does it sort of hold your hand through the process?
Pretty much, yeah. It provides pre-configured migration objects for common data types. For each object, you get downloadable templates, usually Excel files. You fill these templates with your data extracted from the old system, following the structure SAP provides. Then you upload them into the cockpit, and it guides you through validation steps and then the actual loading into S/4HANA Cloud.
So it standardizes the format and provides checks along the way.
Exactly. And importantly, it's generally designed for business users or functional consultants to use. You typically don't need deep technical or coding skills to operate the migration cockpit for many standard objects.
That sounds like a big help, reducing reliance on specialist developers for data loading.
Okay, question 8 is about workflows, specifically approvals in procurement. What enables these workflows to be personalized? Is it A, SAP screen personas, B, manage workflows for purchase orders app, C, maintain pricing conditions, or D, flexible workflow rules app? The correct app here is B, manage workflows for purchase orders.
Manage workflows for purchase orders.
Yeah.
Okay, so a specific app for that task.
Right. While there's a general concept of flexible workflow, this specific Fiori app is where you configure the rules for how purchase order approvals are routed.
So you could set it up so, for example, purchase orders under, say, $1,000 get auto-approved or go to a team lead, while orders over $10,000 need approval from a department head, maybe even finance, depending on the cost center.
Precisely. You use this app to define conditions based on amount, material group, cost center, purchasing group, whatever criteria makes sense for your business.
Okay.
And then you define the steps and the recipients for approval based on those conditions. It allows for quite granular and, well, flexible control over the PO approval process, tailoring it to specific needs.
That flexibility sounds essential. All right, question 9 asks about who does what. In SAP S/4HANA Cloud, which user typically initiates a self-service purchase request? Options: A, warehouse clerk; B, purchasing manager; C, end user, requester; D, finance controller.
In a self-service scenario, the answer is C, the end user or requester.
The end user. So the person who actually needs the item or service.
That's the core idea of self-service procurement, yes.
Yeah.
Instead of filling out a paper form or emailing the purchasing department for every little thing,
Right.
employees can go into the system themselves, often through a simplified catalog or free text request screen, and kick off the process for the things they need, maybe office supplies or a new laptop or services.
And this empowers the employee, but presumably also speeds things up and takes some load off the central purchasing team for routine requests.
Exactly. It's about efficiency and user empowerment.
Yeah.
The system still routes the request through the necessary approvals, of course, based on those workflow rules we just talked about. But the initiation point shifts to the person with the actual need, streamlining that front end of the process.
Makes sense. Okay, our final question, number 10, brings it back to a high-level perspective. What reflects a cloud mindset when implementing SAP S/4HANA Cloud? Is it A, designing custom processes from scratch; B, avoiding system upgrades; C, adopting standard processes with minimal customization; or D, building integration using ABAP only?
This one is definitely C, adopting standard processes with minimal customization.
Minimal customization. We touched on this with Fit to Standard earlier.
They did, and it really is fundamental to getting the most value from a cloud ERP system. The whole paradigm shifts away from the old on-premise world where heavy customization was common.
So the cloud mindset is about trusting and leveraging the best practices that SAP has embedded into the standard software.
Essentially, yes. It's about asking, how can we adapt our business process slightly to fit the standard, rather than immediately asking, how can we change the software to fit our old process exactly?
And the benefits are faster implementation, easier upgrades, lower maintenance costs.
All of those. Plus, you're better positioned to take advantage of the continuous innovation SAP delivers in the cloud releases. Sticking to standard makes adopting new features much more straightforward. It's about embracing the sauce model, really. Sometimes embracing the standard isn't just easier, it can actually be better. It's definitely something worth considering, not just with SAP, but with technology adoption in general.
Food for thought. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.